What's up, guys? Welcome back to Chase Walker TV. Today, I am joined by my lovely wife, Erin.
Oh.
And we are here to show you guys something really cool that we did today. Something that we hope you're very excited about. But first, make sure that you click the thumbs up button and hit the subscribe. That way you can see all the super cool videos that we got coming out. And, yeah. So as a lot of you know, today, as this video is being recorded, today is our 1-year wedding anniversary. How does it feel?
Every day.
Promising. So for our wedding anniversary, we decided that we were going to go around all of Middle Tennessee, which is where we live, spoiler, and we were going to go on a huge retro game hunt. Alright, so enough about us, let's talk about video games. So at our first stop, we went to a local place called Play and Trade in Murfreesboro. Shout out to them. One of our favorite spots. We go there at least once a week. But even with us having gone there a whole lot, we were able to pick up a lot of really cool stuff.
What?
So the first game that we got was Batman for the NES. Ooh. Super stoked about this game. I've seen quite a few retro streamers play it. One of my favorite things about the game is that even though it's an NES game, Batman does some very Batman-esque things. Like, he can jump off of walls. I mean, he just... It's much more intuitive than most NES games are, so I'm super excited to play that.
Being weird. The second game we got is Willow. Willow on the NES. Don't know a whole lot about it except that it's based on a movie starring the same guy that played Wicket in the Star Wars movies.
So I learned something. I got this game because I was really excited about it being an arcade port. It actually is not an arcade port. It is an RPG that apparently is very like Zelda-esque. I'm kind of excited to play it still, but I am still on the lookout for that arcade port. Next up, we got Blood Omen 2, Legacy of Kain. This is one of the games that Erin's been on the lookout for a while. Why is
One of my coworkers, Patrick, shout out to Patrick, recommended them to me. That he played them when they were new, really enjoyed them. They were a great series, different kind of take on vampires and whatnot. So I was like, I trust your judgment. You like the same nerd shit I do. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
about it.
It's a cool looking vampire.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then the next game, so I should preface this by saying I've been a slut for Star Wars lately, and I've been going through and watching every Star Wars movie and series in order. Not as they've been released, but like chronologically as they happened. So I'm currently watching and almost done with watching Clone Wars, the series, for the first time. And there is a Xbox 360 game that came out. I think it also came out on Game...
Quite a few consoles.
Yeah, it was all consoles. And so this is basically the story of the series.
Of the Clone Wars.
The
wars
Clone
that
Wars!
From clones.
They lived the Clone Wars!
Next up, another one of Erin's picks. She actually did find quite a bit more here than I did, but that's fine. Like, this is a game we can both play. The Elder Scrolls Oblivion. So I've actually never played this game. I have played every other Elder Scrolls game except this one. So it'll be cool to actually get a chance to sit down and play it. I know there's a lot of memes about the guards talking about how you're a criminal. I look forward to being one of those criminals.
So the last game we got was Star Wars Force Unleashed in a steelbook for the 360. Super pretty. It is the Ultimate Sith Edition. It is just real good looking case. I've never played Force Unleashed. I don't know a whole lot about it. But like I said, I've been a slut for Star Wars lately, so I'm excited to play it.
Is this the last Star Wars game we're going to see on this list?
It sure isn't! Psych!
The second place that we went is a place called Game Trader, one of our local stops. I'm going to run through this one real quick because we didn't get a whole lot, but what we did get is very, very good. So, first up, picked up a copy of Pokemon Snap. So this is a game we actually already own, but what makes this cool is that this is going to be my nephew's first ever Pokemon game. His parents are very much not into me buying him a Nintendo Switch and getting him Pokemon Sword and Shield. So over Christmas, while we were all drinking margaritas, I compromised and I won. So this is for him. This is his first glimpse into what Pokemon looks like in video games. So I'm very excited for that. And then next up, sorry, Aaron, because these
they're
are
all yours.
Yeah. This is actually a pair of games, and something I'm very excited for. These are some of my favorite games in the world. The first one being on my top 3 of all time. These are Mega Man Legends 1 and 2. If you have played either of these games, you know exactly why I'm so excited to have them. I am actually already planning time outside of stream to sit down and play through both of these games. Very stoked. Alright guys, and for our third stop, we stopped at another local place. This one we don't go to as often because we weren't really sure about it, but from now on we'll probably hit it up. This one is called Great Escape, and it's actually the first of 2 Great Escapes that we went to today. Unfortunately, we don't have any games to show you from there. We ended up just getting some other cool stuff. We'll be showing that all to you at the end of the video.
For our fourth stop, we went to a store that we didn't know existed until today. One of the employees at one of the stores we went to recommended it to us, so we made sure to check it out. And I'm super glad that we did, because this was the store where we got the most shit. And it's all good.
So, first up, for those of you who've been keeping up with the stream over on Twitch, you guys know that this retro game has actually been on my wish list for a hot minute because I watched somebody play all the way through it, and I want to give it a try myself. This is Legendary Wings for the NES. Very excited that I found this game. I honestly thought this was going to be harder to find than it was, but again, this mystery store really hooked us up with a lot of these games, things that we haven't been able to find anywhere else. And I'll go ahead and do the next one as well, because this one is also for me. This one isn't really rare, but I haven't gone out of my way to pick it up, but we found it for a really good price, so I went ahead and grabbed this. This is Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, aka one of the hardest games I've ever played. I absolutely love this game. I even loved it as a kid, but I never ever got very far because this game is hard as balls.
Our next game, super excited to find it. It was actually hidden under something in the glass counter in the front. Is Earthworm Jim 3D for the Nintendo 64.
So sick.
Hell yeah!
We almost didn't get this game. We almost didn't know it was there.
It was hidden! They had, paper or something over it, and I was like, wait, what's that? And I was like, oh, shit! Got it! Good! Maybe. I've never played it.
It's ours now.
Reviews are so.
It could be bad. We don't know.
But it's ours now. Next game that we got, also a Nintendo 64 game, Diddy Kong Racing. If you haven't played this, it is super awesome game. I love the world. It doesn't matter. It's great. It's a great game. Super fun. Different than Mario Kart. We got this game because, and I don't want to talk shit about my mom, but she wanted to keep the copy that I grew up playing for my baby cousins when they're ready to play the Nintendo 64, old enough. So now we have our own copy forever and ever.
So next up, I know we promised you no more Star Wars titles, but we got more Star Wars titles. I'm not going to use the phrase that Erin uses because it makes me feel awkward every time she says it. But she's real into Star Wars right now. So we did pick up, this is a game that I actually suggested that she grab because it's something that I played through when I was middle school, high school age, and I loved it. And I have it on Steam now at age as well. So I had her pick up Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. If you have not played this game, it is very cool. You get to create your own character. It's basically you coming up through the ranks at this Jedi school. You slowly but surely get stronger. You actually get to choose your lightsaber colors and things. It is authentic to the Jedi experience as any game has ever been. My little Padawan.
My little Padawan. My little croissant. This next game, we're working on getting stickers off because clearly it's a used copy, as they all are. But it is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which I've never played. I've heard of it. Super excited.
And it completes our set. Because we have KOTOR 2 already.
Ours.
So next up, guys, this will be multiple games at once as well. We actually really lucked out here. And we were able to get Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, and the special edition of Mass Effect 3, complete with this dope steelbook. Very excited about getting to play these. I never got to play Mass Effect growing up. I once had a friend who lent me the entire trilogy on PC discs, and when I tried to install them, it said, hey, you are not the person that owns this game, and did not let me play them. So, very much looking forward to getting to play through the Mass Effect trilogy for the first time. One thing I'll mention is, if you haven't noticed, Andromeda is not part of this collection. That's because we do not reward bad behavior. Don't make shitty games.
And the next 3 games, also a trilogy, also games that I've never played. I don't know if you have.
I have not.
Awesome. Dead Space 1, Dead Space 2, and drumroll, Dead Space 3! Oh my god! No one saw that coming! I've heard great things. Obviously, it's a very popular series, just like Mass Effect is. Excited to play it.
Did you know that there's a part where you have to stab a needle into your own eye?
Nope!
It's very hard to watch.
Great!
So next up is a game that I actually really enjoy. I know there are some people out there who are not fans of it, but since we just recently got into the mood of playing Resident Evil games on the stream again, we went ahead and picked this up because it's so pretty. Resident Evil 5 in yet another steel case. Looking real good. Very excited to get to play this again. It has co-op, so maybe one night we'll do a co-op stream for that.
And the last game that we got here at Game Exchange is DuckTales Remastered for the 360. This game, apparently, I didn't realize that it was even a remaster. I didn't know it existed until earlier this week. Super hard to find-ish. So super excited that we found it. I looked for it in like 3 days once I discovered it, and then got it for myself. And that's cool, and I'm excited because I played it on the NES growing up, and now we can play it without hurting our eyeball.
So, fun fact real quick, the reason that game is hard to find is because it was originally something you could just download off of the store, and not long ago they actually delisted it. Glad we were able to find it when we did. So this next part is kind of a continuation on a video that I did previously about red box hunting. So as we were leaving Game Exchange, we actually stopped by a Walgreens real quick to pick up some stuff that we needed, and while we were there, guess what? They had a red box. And at that red box, I picked up 2 games. If you follow me on Twitter, at ChaseWalker for the win, FTW. I actually showed these off already because they're technically not a part of our retro series. I just wanted to show them off because they're cool, so I'm going to get the info out there again. $10 each. Got Devil May Cry 5 and Far Cry New Dawn. Not bad at all. They don't have cases, but both of those games sell for $30+ used at GameStop. So $10 each is a freaking steal. So the next stop we went to, I was the only one that got anything, so I'm going to take over on this one, if you don't mind.
Totally.
So we went to a place that we've gone to a couple times. It's kind of out of the way, so we don't go very often. But they usually do have at least a couple of cool things. This time, in particular, something very cool. So the first thing that I got, because I'm going to save the best for last, I picked up this copy of Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. A game I really enjoy. A game I have beaten probably a dozen times in a row. It used to be the only game I had on my PlayStation 2 at one point, so I played it nonstop. I loved it. Would not put it down. As soon as I'd finish it, I'd start it over and just keep playing. At one point, I was basically just making it a push-up or a pull-up simulator because level up your arm strength doing that. So I would just sit for hours and do pull-up. I'm that cool. So this next game is probably one of the coolest things that we found today, at least if you ask me. And the reason being is that I didn't even know this game existed until like 2 weeks ago. An employee at a different retro store actually told me about this game. The way that he described it was, he asked me if I had ever played WCW NWO World Tour. I was like, of course, I love wrestling and I love the N64. So he told me about this game and how it is actually the successor to that game, but it was never released in America. This game has a ton of real wrestlers from all the Japanese promotions all in one game, and that game is Virtual Pro Wrestling 64. So very excited that I found this. The fact that I found such an odd Japanese game in just a random store, and it was the only Japanese game they had, was awesome to me. We could have ended the day right then, and I would have been just fine. The Great Escape.
So the next stop that we went to was actually someone's house because Google was horribly misinformed and it was someone's house and not a store. So we went to the next stop, which was a second Great Escape.
So the first game that we found at GE2, aka Great Escape number 2, was a complete copy of Aladdin for the Sega Genesis. I absolutely loved this game as a kid. I loved using the level skip code so that I could go to all the best levels and skip all the BS. And I very much look forward to doing the exact same now that I'm 30. So the second thing that we picked up, well, the second and third thing that we picked up from GE2 were this pair of Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons Legend of Zelda games for the Game Boy Color. I have never gotten to play either of these games. In fact, they are the only Zelda games that I have never played, and I'm going to change that.
The next thing that we got is Sly Cooper and the Thieves Raccoonus. I've actually never played this. I've played the sequel because it was given to me when I got my PlayStation 2 for Christmas. Didn't question it, just played it. Loved the second one. This looks exactly like the second one, so what's not to love?
So the next game that we picked up at GE2, this is actually another game that I recommended to Erin because she had not played it. She didn't know it existed, but she has been trying to get Red Dead Redemption for a while. So I said, hey, are you going to pick up the first game as well? I said, what first game?
I said, what?
So we picked up Red Dead Revolver as well. So now Erin can play through the entire series and get the full story.
The last game that we got at GE2 was another Legacy of Kain game. This one is Defiance. It is the last one of the series. Don't know a lot about it except for what my coworker told me, and it looks great. So I'm excited that we found it.
So the last stop on our journey is one of our favorite spots. We go there as often as we can, which, I mean, it's over an hour away, so we don't get to go there too often, but we always love it when we do, and we always leave with an insane amount of stuff.
And less money.
Sadly. But our first pickup at McKay's is a complete copy of Tailspin for the Sega Genesis. I am very excited about picking this up. I don't know shit about it, but you know what I do know about? Saturday morning cartoons. I am fighting every urge to sing the theme song right now.
Next game is another game that I didn't know existed until today. It is Star Wars Obi-Wan for the Xbox. Yeah, super excited to play it. Don't know a whole lot about it. You play as Obi-Wan. He's cool.
He sings really well, too. Next up, this is a game that if you guys, again, have been keeping up with the stream, hopefully I don't rage quit on when I eventually play it. Metroid Prime 2. Echoes. This is a game that I've been holding off to pick up because everywhere we've seen it's been pretty expensive, but we actually found this one for a pretty decent price. And the case is in pretty solid shape. It does not have a book. That is the one downside. But hey, honestly, with the price cut that we found it for, we'll take it.
Next game, another game I've never played. I've always wanted to, never had time, didn't know it existed at the time. It is Fallout New Vegas. Super excited to play through this. Also never played Fallout 4.
This is the best Fallout game that there is.
I've heard.
And then last but certainly not least, a follow-up to one of the games that we showed earlier. A game that Erin has been looking for a while and we finally found for a really good price. We haven't talked about prices on any of the games, but I'm going to drop this one just because I feel like it's a steal. We got super lucky. I'm not going to lie. It was luck. That's all it was. But we found Red Dead Redemption for $8 whole. $8
whole!
Yeah. I could have found that in change in my couch. So very stoked that we found this for the price that we did. The case is beautiful. The game looks good. Everything's there. Can't argue with that. Alrighty guys, so that's it for all the games that we got, but we did want to show you everything else that we got in our haul as well. Since this is a retro video, we don't want to focus too much on this other stuff, but we still want to show it off. It's still really cool. So we did end up finding a ton of movies, which this is our stack here.
A little bit.
And they didn't cost nearly as much as you might think, which is why we got as many as we did. Most of those were $3 or $4 a piece, which is really surprising. So, as you guys know, and unless you're blind and you can't see behind us in the video, we also collect pops. So we were able to pick up a couple of pops today. So one for each of us. Erin picked up Kerrigan from StarCraft. And I picked up Seto Kaiba from a much better thing. I am still not complete on my Yu-Gi-Oh set, but I am getting there.
So if you forgot, I am a slut for Star Wars. And I picked up this real cute Ahsoka Tano Disney Infinity figure. I don't give a shit about Disney Infinity. I did when it came out. I was a sucker. But she's just a really cute little person.
Cool looking thing.
Yeah, it's retro video game related too, so...
Technically, yes.
Technically it is now.
It is a retro gaming accessory.
Yes!
Oh my god.
More stuff that we got at McKay's. Just a ton of books. I got manga, a couple of books, doesn't matter. Nerd stuff. Dune. So another thing that we got at McKay's is this Evil Dead 2 scene where Ash is getting attacked by a Deadite. Super cute. You know anything about me, I am obsessed with Ash. Anything. Ash vs. Evil Dead. Army of Darkness. I love him. Bruce Campbell is a god. I love him.
Big words.
I love him. He's amazing. Sorry.
So the next thing that we got, and this is a retro gaming tee, so it totally counts. It definitely counts. But I was able to get this sick Phoenix Wright shirt that says both. I'm going to cover you up for just a sec.
That's fine.
Hold it and objection on it, which teaches you everything that you need to know about the American judicial system. So it's not only very fashionable, it's also super useful.
Informative.
Make out with me, you weird. Funny joke! Can't be putting that in the YouTube video. I'm gonna get fucking sued by the Game Grumps. So last but not least, while we were at McKay's, we also picked up some graphic novels and some comic books. So we actually have been planning to start decorating our walls with comic books in frames. We've been looking for really cool art, so we did pick up this video game related Spider-Man cover that is very like Mega Man-esque that we really liked. We also picked up a couple of Dragon Ball Z covers. And then picked up this really sweet Adventure Time cover. And we're going to frame all of those and hang them up. And then, of course, Erin is very easy for Star Wars. So she got 2 graphic novels of Poe Dameron, if I'm saying that right. I just know him as Poe.
Dameron?
It's Poe.
Poe.
He's Poe.
Poe the pilot. I did want to say, when you were pointing out, or when you were saying, we're getting comics and framing them and hanging them up in our house, as if we weren't nerdy fucking enough. Let's throw up some comic books. Yeah!
I lied. One last thing that we got, and luckily Erin has a better memory than I do. We picked up a couple really cool posters from a local comic book shop that we happen to be passing by. Shout out to Z's. But I'm going to get out of the way so that Erin can talk about why they're cool.
I don't think I need to talk about why they're cool. Look at them. We got the Mandalorian. It is a sick poster. It's got cool colors. It's great. There's no Baby Yoda in it. That's fine. We know he's nearby. Because Papa Mando... Nah. The other one's Army of Darkness. Bruce Campbell again! Ugh. Look at that. Look at that.
He's ripped AF. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for our retro haul. It has been a really cool wedding anniversary. Erin, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitch with Erintendo with a 0, and on Twitter, Erintendo without a 0.
We'll have those links down below.
Yeah!
Cool. Well, I appreciate you making the video with me. Guys, if you like these videos, let us know so that we can do more of them. And also, if you have recently picked up a retro haul, put those in the comments. We want to know what you got. Alright, well that's it. We'll see you next time.